Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. This simple idea from Helen Keller is like a picture of how change happens. It shows people coming together. Their hands are linked. They are building something new. For a long time, the world was not built for people with disabilities. Doors were too narrow. Stairs were like walls. Words were not available to those who could not hear. Ideas were locked away from those who could not see. But then, brave people started to speak. They spoke for everyone who was shut out. Their voices became tools. They used them to open doors and change minds. This essay is a gallery of pictures. Each picture shows a person. Each person is a disabled activist. Their stories rise like steps on a long staircase. Helen Keller was born in 1880. A sickness in her infancy left her unable to see or hear. Her world was dark and silent, a locked room with no key. The key was a teacher named Anne Sullivan, who did not give up. She spelled words into Helen's hand. The first word she understood was water. It was like a light turning on. Suddenly, everything had a name. The world started to make sense. She learned to read Braille. She learned to type. She even learned to speak by feeling vibrations. She went to college, graduating from Radcliffe in 1904. She wrote books about her life, her thoughts, her feelings. Her life changed how people thought. Ability instead of inability, a door opened in the mind. Ed Roberts got polio at 14, in 1953. He was paralyzed from the neck down and relied on an iron lung, but his mind was sharp. He finished high school listening to lessons over the phone. Berkeley first said no. His iron lung was too big, and they didn't know how to help. Ed did not accept no. He and his mother fought and made a clear case. Finally, he was admitted, living in a campus hospital wing. Others followed. They formed the Rolling Quads, helping each other navigate an inaccessible world. The experience sparked a powerful idea. Disabled people are experts in their own needs. They started the first Center for Independent Living, practical help, housing, assistance, self-advocacy. The idea spread across the country and the world. Ed became a powerful leader, even directing the agency that once refused him. His work shifted systems from caretaking to self-determination. He is called the father of the independent living movement. Judy Heumann had polio as a baby in 1949 and used a wheelchair all her life. At 5, the school said no, a so-called fire hazard. She learned at home, separated from other children. Her sense of injustice grew. After a long fight, she attended a special high school and set her sights on teaching. She earned her license, but New York City denied her for failing a physical because she could not walk. Judy sued, told her story, and won, becoming NYC's first teacher to use a wheelchair. Section 504 barred discrimination in federally funded programs, but it sat unsigned. Judy led a historic occupation. For 28 days, they endured little food and scarce supplies, and did not leave. The world watched. The government finally signed the regulations, a huge victory. That win helped lay the groundwork for the ADA. Judy served under 2 presidents, advancing rights worldwide. One person denied a classroom helped change all classrooms. She taught the world a lesson in equality and justice. Her example proved that access is a civil right, not a favor. Justin Dart Jr., son of a business executive, got polio at 18 and used a wheelchair. After business success, he saw disabled people hidden away, denied jobs, denied respect, in Japan and back in the U.S. He sold his companies and chose the road of justice. He was loud, passionate, a road warrior for rights. He traveled to every state, holding forums in town halls, church basements, and street corners. He listened and wrote down thousands of stories of being refused service, barred from buses, fired from jobs. In Washington, when policy was abstract, he made it personal, a real story, a real life. Those stories became the backbone of a strong, comprehensive law. Justin stood with President George H.W. Bush as the ADA was signed into law. It banned discrimination across public life and mandated access, a new Declaration of Independence. Listening first, he helped pave a more accessible America. Haben Girma was born in 1988, the child of Eritrean refugees. She is both deaf and blind, like Helen Keller, but living in the digital age. With assistive tech, another person types. The words stream wirelessly to her Braille device, and she reads with her fingertips. Real-time flowing conversations, bridges built by technology. Haben became the first deafblind graduate of Harvard Law School. She had to advocate for access, even for something as simple as a digital cafeteria menu. The world moved online, but many digital places were, and are, inaccessible, locked doors without ramps. Haben became a lawyer advocate for digital accessibility, advising major tech companies and winning cases. Her work helps open the internet to everyone. Access is no longer just physical, it is digital too. A new kind of activism for a new century. Greta Thunberg, a climate activist from Sweden. She has Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism. She sees things in black and white, and says the climate crisis has no gray areas. The science is clear, the planet is in danger. We must act now. At 15, she began a simple school strike, sitting alone outside Parliament on Fridays. Others joined. Then the world, Fridays for Future, was born. Her blunt honesty, a hallmark of many autistic communicators, spoke truth to power. In a complex world, we need minds that see differently, the intense focus of an autistic mind. We need the creativity of a dyslexic mind, and the unique perspectives of many kinds of disabilities. Greta embraces her diagnosis and shows millions that being different is not wrong. It's powerful. That difference may be exactly what the world needs. These stories are connected, an unbroken chain of progress. Helen Keller laid the foundation, changing hearts and minds, opening the first door, the mind. Ed Roberts framed the house, systems for independent living and self-determination. Judy Heumann raised the beams, equal education and work as civil rights. Justin Dart Jr. put on the roof. The ADA, a comprehensive shield across public life. Now, new rooms, digital access, and the power of different minds. We live in the world they built. Ramps, interpreters, supports, all because people refused injustice. These are not just laws on paper, but the result of courage and work. Change also happens in small, everyday acts. When you see a barrier, think who it excludes, and use your voice to ask for change. Each time you do, you honor Helen, Ed, Judy, Justin. You continue their work, pick up a brush, add your color, help build a world open to everyone,